Hi friends! Today's video, we're going to be talking about everything the end of the lifespan for the Tamagotchi Connection. My last video, if you missed it, I will link it somewhere here for you, went over the stages of the Tamagotchi Connection, the Matchmaker, and how to get a new generation. This video, we're going to talk about what happens when you miss the Matchmaker, because that is something that can happen. What happens when you end up with an old Tamagotchi, and then what happens when your Tamagotchi eventually does pass away. So there are two ways for your Tamagotchi to die. It can either die from neglect or from old age, and we're gonna cover all of that in this video because I happen to miss the Matchmaker. I thought I had one more day to catch it, but when I looked at my Tamagotchi Connection, I ended up with an old lady Tamagotchi. So we're gonna cover everything in this video for the end of the lifespan of the Tamagotchi Connection. Well friends, welcome back to the next update on my Tamagotchi Connection. I missed the Matchmaker. I honestly thought I had another day. On Friday she was 6, and then somehow on Sunday she was 9, and I had an old lady Tamagotchi. So what happens if you do not catch the Matchmaker between days, I think 6 and 9, your Tamagotchi will evolve one further stage to either an old lady or an old man. At this stage, you can unfortunately not mate any further unless, what I'm reading is you could potentially mate with another character of the opposite gender if that character is on another Tamagotchi Connection. I unfortunately only have one, so this is the end of the lifespan for my Tamagotchi. I decided that now that I can no longer get a new generation, that I was going to let her die, and then show you guys what it's like when your Tamagotchi Connection does die so that you are prepared when you finally get yours. Now, if you happen to get an old character, an old lady or an old man Tamagotchi, you don't have to neglect it like I am. I'm doing it for the purposes of this video. You can continue to take care of it, and eventually it will start to get harder and harder to take care of, and it will eventually pass away. And you'll be able to start over from there. I'm going to show you how to start over if your Tamagotchi does pass away from either neglect or old age. We'll get into that a bit later, but here we have a character that is an additional evolution if you do not catch the Matchmaker. So I highly recommend keeping an eye out for the Matchmaker if you want to continue your generations past 1 or 2 like I'm at. So we'll be back in a moment when she's passed so I can show you exactly what happens when a Tamagotchi dies on the Tamagotchi Connection. Okay friends, it took a full 3 days for my old Tamagotchi to pass away after not taking care of it the entire time, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I've done less neglectful parenting of a Tamagotchi and had it die sooner. But after a full 3 days, we now have the end death screen here. And if you look in the instructions, it's a little varied. There is a note here on what to do if your Tamagotchi character passes away. So you are going to hold the A and C buttons together until a new egg appears. So that's the left and the right buttons, hold them. And a new egg will appear. You don't have to reset the time or anything. Just give it a minute for the egg to hatch. I don't know, I'm not feeling very creative with these names. It's also very hard to tell if it's a boy or a girl when it is born, but let's see. Bloop. Oh, this is a boy this time. Oh, I got a boy. Awesome. Okay, so let's see if we had lost anything. I had 9,999 Gotchi points. That is the max, and the Gotchi points are not gone. We do have to start over with the first generation, though. Otherwise, it looks like we've kept all of our other information. I'm guessing we still have our items. Yup, it looks like I still have all my items. So it looks like the only thing you lose when your Tamagotchi dies is you lose your generation number. You have to start over from the first generation. Otherwise, everything else is still intact, which is really great. You don't have to start over to get any of your items. And that's it. I just wanted to make a short video for you guys to show you what happens when you miss the Matchmaker and what happens when your Tamagotchi dies. It's nice that you don't lose everything that you have been working hard to get if your Tamagotchi does die. So that's great. I'm just a little sad that I had to start over on my generations already, but at least I didn't lose any of my items. So no worries if your Tamagotchi does die, everything will be fine. Just push the A and the C button to start over. And I'm gonna work on taking care of this baby, but that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you learned something to help you when the Tamagotchi Connection comes out very soon, or if it might already be out when you see this video. I hope you're enjoying the connection as much as I am, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!